Hello, everyone. Today, we will talk about how to learn English. Learning English is fun and can be easy if you follow some steps. I will share some tips to help you. First, listen to English every day. I didn't know English when I was young. I felt scared, but I listened to English stories. Slowly, I understood more. Listening helps you learn new words and how to say them. Next, practice every day. When I was learning, I spoke English even when I made mistakes. Mistakes help you learn, so don't be afraid to speak. Reading is also important. Start with simple books. Books with pictures help you understand better. As you read, you learn new words and how to use them in sentences. Writing is another way to practice. Write about your day, family, or anything you like. The more you write, the better you get. I used to write in a small notebook every day. Watching videos is fun and helpful. You can watch cartoons, movies, or shows. You hear how people speak and learn new words. I watched a cartoon about a funny dog, and I learned new words. Talking to others helps too. Find friends who speak English and practice with them. If you don't have friends to practice with, you can talk to people online. I had a friend who helped me with my mistakes. Be patient. Learning English takes time. Don't give up, even if it feels hard. Keep trying, and you will improve step by step. Use a dictionary to learn new words. Every time you hear a new word, look it up and try to use it in a sentence. A dictionary is very helpful. Playing games in English is fun and helps you learn. You can play word games or quizzes. I used to play a game with my friends to find as many words as possible. Try thinking in English. At first, it might be hard, but it gets easier. Thinking in English helps you make sentences quickly. Set goals for yourself. Start with small goals, like learning 5 new words a day or reading 1 page of a book. Reaching goals makes you feel proud. Review what you've learned. Look at your notes or listen to a story again. Reviewing helps you remember. Stay positive. Learning can be hard, but if you stay positive, it gets easier. Believe in yourself and keep going. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are part of learning. Remember, practice every day, and you will get better at English. Keep learning and enjoy the process. Chapter 2. The Power of Listening. Hello again. In this chapter, we will talk more about listening. Listening is one of the most important ways to learn English. When I started learning English, I didn't understand everything, but I listened every day. Slowly, I started to understand more and more. Listening is a great way to improve your English skills. Why is listening so important? Well, when you listen, you hear new words. You hear how people say those words. You can also hear how the sentences are put together. This helps you learn faster. The more you listen, the better you will understand and speak English. You can listen to many things in English. You don't always have to read a book. You can listen to stories, songs, or even the news. I started by listening to stories. The stories were simple at first, but they helped me understand the language better. I listened every day, even if I didn't understand everything. Over time, the words started to make sense. One thing I learned was that listening helps you improve your speaking too. When you listen carefully, you learn how to say words correctly. You hear the rhythm of the language. This helps you sound more natural when you speak. Listening and speaking go hand in hand. If you want to speak English well, you need to listen a lot. There are many ways to practice listening. You can listen to English songs. Songs are a fun way to learn new words. They also help you understand the rhythm of the language. When I listened to English songs, I didn't always know the meaning of every word, but I kept listening. After a while, I learned the words, and I could understand the songs better. Another good way to listen is by watching TV shows or cartoons. Cartoons are great because they often use simple language. They also have pictures that help you understand what is happening. I remember watching a cartoon about a dog who went on many adventures. It was funny, and I learned many new words from it. You can also listen to the news in English. The news can be harder to understand at first, but it's a good challenge. If you don't understand everything, don't worry. Just keep listening. You will get better over time. Try to listen to short news stories. You can listen to them again and again to understand more. Listening to podcasts is another great way to practice. There are many podcasts made just for English learners. They speak slowly and clearly, so it's easier to understand. I listened to a lot of podcasts when I was learning. They were helpful because I could listen to them anywhere, while walking, cleaning, or cooking. You can find podcasts on topics that interest you, like sports, food, or travel. This makes learning more fun. When you listen, it's also good to take notes. Write down new words you hear. Try to remember them and use them in sentences. This will help you keep track of the words you are learning. If you don't understand a word, look it up in the dictionary. Once you know the meaning, you can use it when you speak or write. Another thing I did was listen to the same story or song many times. When you listen again, you notice things you didn't hear the first time. It helps you remember words and understand them better. Don't be afraid to listen to the same thing over and over. This will help you improve faster. Sometimes it's hard to understand everything in English, especially at the beginning. But don't give up. Keep listening, and soon it will get easier. When I started learning English, I didn't understand much, but I kept listening. Gradually, it became easier, and I started to understand more. If you are feeling frustrated because you don't understand, remember this: learning takes time. It's okay if you don't get everything right away. Keep practicing. The more you listen, the more you will understand. And the more you understand, the easier speaking and writing will be. Listening helps you in many ways. It improves your vocabulary. It teaches you how words are used in sentences. It also helps you learn the correct pronunciation of words. So, make listening a daily habit. Try to listen every day. Even if it's just for a few minutes, it will help. If you listen to English every day, you will improve slowly but surely. And remember, it's okay if you don't understand everything. Just keep going, and you will get better. In the next chapter, we will talk about another important way to learn English: speaking. But for now, focus on listening. Listen to English as much as you can, and soon you will feel more confident in understanding the language. Thank you for reading. Keep listening and enjoy learning English. Chapter 3: The Importance of Speaking Hello, Everyone. In this chapter, we will talk about speaking. Speaking is one of the most important parts of learning English. When you speak, you practice using the words you know. It helps you get better at understanding and using English in real life. When I was learning English, I was afraid to speak. I was scared of making mistakes. But I learned that mistakes are okay. Making mistakes is a part of learning. The more you speak, the better you get. So don't be afraid to speak English, even if you make mistakes. The first step to speaking English is to practice every day. You don't need to speak for hours. Just a few minutes every day will help you improve. When I was learning, I practiced by speaking out loud. I spoke to myself and I spoke with others. It helped me get used to using English. Try to speak even when you don't know the right words. If you don't know a word, try to explain it in a different way. You can use simple words. For example, if you don't know the word apple, you can say, "It's a red fruit." Speaking helps you think faster in English. It also helps you remember new words. Find someone to practice with. If you don't have friends who speak English, you can find language partners online. There are many websites and apps where you can meet people who want to practice English. I had a friend who spoke English very well. We talked every day, and she helped me with my mistakes. Talking to her made me feel more confident. When you talk to someone, don't worry about making mistakes. People understand that you are learning, and they will help you. They will not laugh at you. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language, so don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, just correct it and keep going. Another way to practice speaking is by repeating sentences. If you hear a sentence in a song, movie, or podcast, repeat it. This will help you remember how to say the words correctly. You can even repeat the sentences many times. The more you repeat, the better you will get at speaking. You can also try role-playing. For example, you can pretend to order food in a restaurant or ask for directions. If you don't have a partner to role-play with, you can do it by yourself. Imagine you are talking to someone and practice what you would say. This will help you feel more comfortable when you actually speak to someone in English. Sometimes it can be hard to find someone to talk to in English. But don't worry, you can talk to yourself. It may feel strange at first, but talking to yourself is a great way to practice. You can practice saying what you did during the day or talk about your plans for tomorrow. One of the most important things is to be patient. When I was learning English, it took time before I could speak well. It doesn't happen overnight. So, don't rush. Keep practicing, and you will get better. If you make a mistake, don't be upset. It's normal, and you will learn from it. You can also join English-speaking groups. Many communities have groups where people meet to practice English. You can find these groups online or in your area. Talking with others who are learning English can help you feel less nervous. You can learn together and share tips. Another tip is to listen to the way people speak. When you listen to native English speakers, you can learn how to speak more naturally. Notice the way they say words, their tone, and their rhythm. This will help you sound more fluent. You can learn a lot just by listening to how others speak. Reading out loud is also a great way to practice speaking. Pick a simple book or article and read it out loud. This helps you practice pronunciation. It also helps you get comfortable with speaking in English. The more you read out loud, the more you will improve. If you are shy, you can start by speaking in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and speak. It will help you become more comfortable with speaking English. It's a good way to practice without feeling nervous. Another great way to practice speaking is through video calls. If you can find someone to talk to, try video chatting. You will practice speaking and listening at the same time. It's also a fun way to learn because you can see the other person's face and body language. Also, make sure to set small speaking goals for yourself. For example, try to speak for 5 minutes every day. You can increase this over time. The more you speak, the easier it will become. When I was learning, I started by speaking for just a few minutes a day. Over time, I spoke more and more. Remember, everyone learns at their own pace. Some people may learn faster than others, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep trying. The more you practice, the better you will become. One final tip is to enjoy speaking. Don't make it feel like a chore. Speaking should be fun. When I was learning, I tried to talk about things I enjoyed. I talked about my favorite movies, my hobbies, and my dreams. Speaking about things you like makes learning easier and more fun. So, keep practicing. Speak every day, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You are learning, and every mistake helps you improve. Keep trying, and soon you will speak English confidently. Thank you for reading. Keep practicing, and you will get better at speaking English every day. Chapter 4. The Power of Reading. Hello again. In this chapter, we will talk about reading. Reading is another very important way to learn English. It helps you improve your vocabulary, understand grammar, and learn how sentences are formed. Reading also makes you feel more confident in English. When I was learning English, I started reading simple books. At first, it was hard because I didn't know many words, but I didn't give up. I kept reading every day, even if I didn't understand everything. Slowly, I began to understand more and more. Reading helps you learn new words. When you read, you see words in different sentences. You learn how these words are used in real situations. If you don't know a word, don't worry. You can try to guess its meaning from the context. If you can't guess, look it up in a dictionary. This will help you remember the word. Start with books that are easy for you. You can begin with books for children or simple short stories. These books usually have pictures, so it's easier to understand the meaning. The pictures help you guess what is happening in the story. I used to read books with pictures, and it made learning more fun. As you read, try to read out loud. When you read out loud, you practice your pronunciation. This helps you speak more clearly. It also helps you remember the words better. I used to read stories out loud to myself. It helped me understand the words and say them correctly. Reading also helps you learn how to write better. When you read, you see how sentences are built. You learn how to put words together to make good sentences. The more you read, the better you will write. You can try to write your own sentences using the new words you learn from reading. If you are just starting, don't feel bad if you don't understand everything you read. It's normal to not understand all the words at first. Keep going, and soon it will become easier. The more you practice reading, the better you will get. Another tip is to choose books that you enjoy. If you like stories about animals, find books about animals. If you like sports, find books about sports. When you read about things you like, It makes learning more fun. It also helps you remember the words better because they are related to things you enjoy. You can also try reading English websites, blogs, or magazines. These are good ways to learn everyday English. The language on websites and blogs is often simple and easy to understand. Try reading short articles at first. As you get better, you can read longer and harder articles. If you don't have many English books, don't worry. You can read online. There are many free books and stories you can read on the internet. You can also find apps that have books for English learners. These apps are great because they help you learn step by step. One important thing is to read every day. Even if you just read one page, it will help you improve. The more you read, the more you will learn. Try to make reading a habit. When I was learning, I read for just 10 minutes every day. Over time, I read more and more. It made me feel more confident in English. Sometimes, you might feel frustrated if you don't understand a word or a sentence. That's okay. Don't stop reading just because it's hard. Keep going and you will get better. It's normal to not understand everything at first. The important thing is to keep reading. As you continue to read, you will learn a lot of new words. Try to use the words you learn in your own speaking and writing. This will help you remember them better. When you read, try to understand the meaning of the whole sentence, not just one word. The sentence gives you the meaning, and understanding the whole idea will help you improve faster. You can also try reading books in English with audio. These books will read the story to you while you follow along. This is a great way to improve both your listening and reading skills. You can listen to how words are pronounced and see them written at the same time. It's like learning in two ways. Another great way to read is by using ebooks. With ebooks, you can often click on words to see their meanings. This makes learning easier. You don't have to stop reading to look for the meaning of a word. This helps you keep going without losing your place. Don't worry if you can't read fast. It's not important to read quickly. What matters is understanding the story and learning new words. Take your time and enjoy reading. Reading slowly will help you learn more and remember better. When I was learning, I also wrote down the new words I learned from reading. I kept a small notebook with new words and their meanings. Every time I found a new word, I wrote it down and tried to use it in my own sentences. This helped me remember the words and understand how they were used. Reading is a wonderful way to improve your English. It's fun, and it helps you learn a lot. Remember to start with easy books, read every day, and enjoy the process. Keep reading, and soon you will see how much better your English becomes. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope it helps you enjoy reading in English. Keep practicing, and you will continue to get better. Chapter 5. The Importance of Writing. Hello, everyone. In this chapter, we will talk about writing. Writing is another key part of learning English. It helps you practice the words and sentences you've learned. When you write, you use the language in a different way. Writing also helps you remember what you've learned. When I was learning English, I started writing every day. At first, it was difficult. I made many mistakes, but I didn't stop. I wrote simple sentences and stories. Slowly, I improved. Writing every day helped me get better. Start by writing small things. You can write about your day. For example, write about what you did in the morning, afternoon, or evening. You can also write about your family, your friends, or your favorite things. The key is to write every day. Writing helps you practice your grammar. When you write, you pay attention to how sentences are formed. You also learn how to use punctuation like periods, commas, and question marks. The more you write, the better you get at using grammar correctly. At first, don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes when they are learning a new language. The important thing is to keep writing. If you make a mistake, just correct it and keep going. Writing helps you see where you need to improve. Another way to practice writing is by keeping a journal. A journal is a place where you can write your thoughts and ideas. You can write about anything you want. It's your space to practice English. I used to write in my journal every day. I wrote about my feelings, dreams, and anything I wanted to remember. It helped me practice and improve my writing. You can also write short stories. Start with simple stories. Write about something you know well. It could be a story about a day you had or something funny that happened. Writing stories will help you use the words you know in a creative way. It will also make writing more fun. Another great way to practice writing is by writing letters or emails. You can write letters to your friends or family in English. If you don't have anyone to write to, you can even write to yourself. Writing letters is a good way to practice sentence structure and vocabulary. One important thing is to read what you write. After you write something, go back and read it. This will help you see if there are any mistakes. It will also help you improve your writing skills. You can make corrections and think about how to write better next time. You can also try writing with a friend. If you have a friend who is also learning English, you can write letters or messages to each other. You can help each other with mistakes and learn new words. Writing with someone else makes it more fun and less lonely. If you don't know what to write, don't worry. You can write about your favorite hobbies, your favorite food, or even your dreams for the future. Writing about things you like makes it easier to learn new words and use them in sentences. When I was learning English, I made a list of new words I learned. I wrote these words down and tried to use them in my writing. This helped me remember the words better. It also helped me use the new words in different ways. You can do the same. Write a list of new words and try to use them in your writing. Writing is also a great way to practice spelling. When you write, you need to spell words correctly. If you don't know how to spell a word, look it up. You can use a dictionary or an app to help you. The more you write, the better your spelling will become. You can also try writing using different tenses. For example, you can write in the past tense, present tense, or future tense. Writing in different tenses will help you practice how to use verbs correctly. You can start by writing simple sentences like, I went to the park, past tense, or I will visit my friend tomorrow, future tense. Another way to improve your writing is by reading what you have written aloud. When you read your writing out loud, you will hear if something sounds strange or wrong. It's a good way to practice pronunciation and improve your writing at the same time. One fun way to practice writing is by writing about what you see. For example, if you are walking outside, write about what you see around you. you can describe the weather, the people, the buildings, and everything you notice. This will help you practice using new words and describing things in English. As you keep writing, you will notice that your sentences will get longer and better. You will be able to use more complex words and phrases. Writing helps you think in English and practice how to put your thoughts into words. Don't be afraid to make mistakes while writing. It's normal to make mistakes, and it's how you learn. The most important thing is to keep writing. The more you write, the better you will become. I promise, you will improve. If you feel like your writing is not good enough, don't worry. It takes time to become a good writer. Keep practicing, and soon you will see how much you have improved. So, start writing every day. Write about anything that interests you. Use new words, practice your grammar, and have fun with it. The more you write, the better you will get at expressing yourself in English. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope it helps you feel more confident about writing in English. Keep practicing, and soon writing will feel easy and natural. Chapter 6. Speaking English with Confidence. Hello again. In this chapter, we will talk about speaking English. Speaking is very important because it helps you communicate with others. When you speak English, you use what you have learned. It helps you become better at the language. When I was learning English, I was very shy. I didn't want to make mistakes, so I didn't speak much. But I soon realized that making mistakes is part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay. The important thing is to speak and practice. If you want to speak English well, you need to practice every day. The more you speak, the better you will get. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. What matters is that you keep trying. I started speaking in English every day, even if it was just a few words. Slowly, I became more confident. You can start by speaking to yourself. This may sound strange, but it's a good way to practice. When you wake up in the morning, try to say simple sentences in English. For example, I am happy today, or I will eat breakfast now. This helps you get used to speaking in English. Another way to practice speaking is by talking to friends. If you have friends who speak English, try to speak with them in English. Even if your English is not perfect, your friends will understand. They will help you improve. When I was learning, I spoke with my friends in English every chance I got. It really helped me. If you don't have any friends who speak English, don't worry. You can find people online. There are many websites and apps where you can meet other people who want to practice English. You can chat with them or talk over video. This is a great way to practice speaking. When you speak English, try to speak slowly and clearly. Don't rush. It's more important to be understood than to speak quickly. Speak at your own pace and take your time. If you don't know a word, it's okay. You can use other words to explain what you mean. Don't be afraid to try. Another tip is to listen to native English speakers. When you listen to people speak English, you learn how to pronounce words correctly. You also learn how to use words in the right way. You can listen to English movies, songs, or podcasts. Try to repeat what you hear. This will help you improve your speaking skills. If you want to practice pronunciation, try repeating words that are hard for you to say. For example, if you have trouble saying the word teat, as in think or that. Practice saying it again and again. The more you practice, the easier it will become. You can also use online videos that focus on pronunciation. Sometimes speaking can feel difficult, but don't give up. Even if you make mistakes, keep talking. The more you speak, the easier it will become. Over time, you will feel more comfortable speaking in English. It's also important to practice speaking in different situations. For example, you can practice speaking English at the store, at the restaurant, or when asking for directions. These are real-life situations, and practicing them will help you feel more confident when you need to speak in English. If you're nervous, remember that everyone feels nervous sometimes. Even people who speak English well were once beginners just like you. They made mistakes too. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Keep trying. One thing I did to practice speaking was to join an English-speaking group. There are many groups online or in your city where people gather to practice speaking English. This is a great way to meet new people, practice speaking, and learn new words. You can find groups for beginners, so don't be shy to join. Another way to practice is by reading out loud. Take a book or a story and read it out loud. This helps you practice your pronunciation. It also helps you get used to speaking in English. You can also try reading dialogues from a movie or TV show. Imagine you are one of the characters and try to speak just like them. It's also important to ask questions when you don't understand something. If you don't know how to say something or if you don't know the meaning of a word, ask. People will be happy to help you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It will help you learn faster. When I was learning English, I made a goal to speak English for at least 10 minutes every day. At first, I was nervous, but after a few weeks, I started feeling more comfortable. I spoke with my family, my friends, and even strangers. This helped me improve quickly. Remember, learning to speak English takes time, but you will get better with practice. Set small goals for yourself. For example, you can try to learn and use 5 new words every week. Practice speaking these words in sentences. Over time, you will see improvement. One more tip is to use English in your daily life. Try to think in English during the day. When you're at home, think in English. When you're eating, think in English. This helps you practice even when you're not speaking out loud. You will start to think in English without trying. Finally, don't forget to have fun with speaking. Practice with friends, join groups, and enjoy talking in English. The more you enjoy it, the easier it will be to improve. Keep speaking, and soon you will be speaking English with confidence. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope it helps you feel more confident when speaking English. Keep practicing every day, and you will see great progress. Chapter 7. Reading to Learn English. Hello, everyone. In this chapter, we will talk about reading. Reading is a very important skill for learning English. It helps you learn new words, understand grammar, and see how sentences are built. The more you read, the better your English will become. When I was learning English, I read a lot of books. At first, the books were simple. They had easy words and pictures to help me understand. As I got better, I started reading more difficult books. But I always started with easy books, and you can do the same. Start by reading books that are simple and fun. Picture books are a great choice because they help you understand the story, even if you don't know every word. You can look at the pictures and guess what the story is about. This helps you learn new words and ideas. You don't have to read big books at first. You can read short stories, comics, or even children's books. These books use simple words and short sentences. They are easy to understand, and they will help you practice your reading skills. When you read, try to read out loud. This will help you practice speaking and pronunciation. You will also learn how to say words correctly. When you see a new word, try to say it out loud. If you don't know how to say it, look it up. This will help you remember it. If you don't understand a word, don't worry. It's okay. You can guess the meaning from the sentence or picture. If you still don't know, you can look it up in a dictionary. Write down the new word and try to use it in a sentence. This way, you will remember it better. When I was learning English, I had a small notebook. Every time I saw a new word, I wrote it down. I also wrote the meaning of the word in simple English, and I used it in a sentence. This helped me learn many new words and remember them. As you keep reading, you will see that you are learning new things. You will learn how sentences are made. You will see how words change in different sentences. For example, you will see the difference between I go and I went. This helps you understand grammar better. You can also read things that you enjoy. If you like animals, you can read stories or articles about animals. If you like sports, you can read about your favorite teams or players. When you read about something you enjoy, it will be easier to learn new words. If you don't know what to read, start with simple websites or apps that are made for English learners. There are many websites that have easy-to-read stories. They also have vocabulary lists to help you learn new words. You can start with these, and later you can read more difficult books and articles. Don't forget to read every day. Even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, reading every day helps you improve. The more you read, the better your vocabulary will become. You will learn new words, and you will start to understand more complex sentences. Another great way to practice reading is to read aloud with a friend. You can take turns reading a story or article. When you read together, you can help each other with difficult words and understand the story better. This can also help you practice your speaking skills. If you like, you can also try reading some simple English news. There are websites that write news in simple English for learners. Reading news is a good way to learn new words that are used in the world today. It will also help you understand what is happening around you in English. Sometimes you may feel like reading is hard, but remember, it takes time to get better at it. Don't give up. Even if you don't understand everything, keep reading. Every time you read, you will get better. Your brain is learning, and soon you will be able to read faster and understand more. You can also try reading with the help of audio. Some books and stories come with audio. You can listen to the story while reading. This helps you learn how to say words correctly. It also helps you understand the story better because you can hear how the words sound. Try to set small reading goals for yourself. For example, you can set a goal to read 1 page every day. Or you can try to learn 5 new words every time you read. When you reach your goal, you will feel proud of yourself, and it will keep you motivated to keep reading. Another fun way to practice reading is by reading comics or graphic novels. They are full of pictures, and the words are simple. Comics help you understand the story because the pictures show what is happening. They also use fun language that makes learning enjoyable. It's important to choose books that are interesting to you. If you enjoy the story, you will want to keep reading. And when you want to keep reading, you will learn more. Don't be afraid to read stories that are a little harder. You can always ask someone for help with words you don't understand. The more you read, the better your English will become. Reading helps you learn new words, improve your grammar, and get better at speaking. So, read as much as you can, and remember to have fun with it. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope you enjoy reading in English and find it helpful in your learning journey. Keep reading every day, and you will see great progress. Chapter 8. Writing in English. Hello. In this chapter, we will talk about writing. Writing is a very important skill in learning English. It helps you use the words and grammar you've learned. Writing also helps you become more confident when using English. When I started learning English, I was nervous about writing. I didn't know where to start. But I soon learned that the more I wrote, the better I became. Writing is like speaking. You don't need to worry about mistakes. You just need to practice. Start by writing simple sentences. You can write about your day or about something you like. For example, you can write, "Today, I went to the park," or "I like to play soccer." These are simple sentences, but they help you practice. The important thing is to write every day. If you don't know what to write about, you can start by writing about your family, your hobbies, or your favorite food. It doesn't matter what you write about, as long as you write. You can also write about your dreams, or what you did last weekend. Just write whatever is on your mind. When you write, try to use the words you know. Don't worry if you don't know many words. You can use simple words at first. As you keep writing, you will learn new words. Over time, you will see that your sentences get longer and better. When I was learning English, I had a small notebook. Every day, I wrote in it. I wrote about my school, my friends, and my family. I also wrote about my goals and dreams. At first, my writing was very simple, but as I practiced, I was able to write more complex sentences. If you make mistakes, it's okay. Mistakes help you learn. After you write, you can read your sentences again. If you see a mistake, try to fix it. This is how you learn. You can also ask someone to help you. A friend, teacher, or family member can look at your writing and help you correct it. Another good way to practice writing is to keep a diary or journal. You can write about what you did each day. You can write about how you feel. This will help you practice writing in a fun way. You don't have to worry about grammar or spelling. The goal is just to write. Try to write more than just sentences. You can write small paragraphs too. For example, write about what you did last weekend. Write about the best movie you've seen. A paragraph has a beginning, middle, and end. This helps you learn to organize your thoughts in English. When you write, pay attention to the structure of the sentences. A sentence in English usually has a subject, a verb, and an object. For example, I, subject, eat, verb, pizza. object. This is a simple sentence, but it shows how English sentences are built. As you practice, you will learn to make longer and more complex sentences. You can also practice writing by responding to questions. For example, if you read a story or an article, try to write your thoughts about it. You can answer questions like, "What did you like about the story?" or "What do you think will happen next?" This is a good way to practice writing in English while also thinking in English. When I was learning, I wrote short stories. They were very simple at first, but they helped me practice. You can start with short stories too. They don't have to be long. Just write about something that makes sense to you. Write about a person, an animal, or a place. You can even write about something imaginary, like a dream you had. Another fun way to practice writing is to write letters or emails to your friends. You can write about your day or ask them questions. Writing letters helps you learn how to communicate in English. If you don't have friends who speak English, you can find someone online. There are many people who want to practice English with you. You can also use writing exercises to help you practice. There are many websites and apps that give you writing exercises. They can help you practice writing short stories, essays, or even messages. The more you practice, the better you will get. When you write, make sure to use correct punctuation. Punctuation helps your sentences make sense. For example, use a period at the end of a sentence. Use a question mark for questions. Use commas to separate ideas. This makes your writing easier to understand. Sometimes it helps to read what you write out loud. This can help you see if the sentence sounds right. If it doesn't sound right, try to fix it. Reading your writing aloud can help you find mistakes and improve your writing. You can also look at other people's writing. Read books, articles, or even social media posts in English. See how sentences are written and try to use similar sentences in your own writing. This will help you learn how to write more naturally in English. Remember, writing is a skill that gets better with practice. The more you write, the better your sentences will become. So don't be afraid to write every day. Keep a journal, write stories, or send emails. The more you practice, the more confident you will be in your writing. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope you feel excited to start writing in English. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Just keep practicing, and you will get better. Writing is a great way to learn and express yourself in English. Chapter 9. Speaking English with Confidence. Hello. In this chapter, we will talk about speaking English. Speaking is one of the most important skills in learning a new language. It helps you communicate with others and practice the words you know. The more you speak, the better your English will get. When I first started learning English, I was very shy. I was afraid to speak because I thought I might make a mistake. But I learned that making mistakes is okay. It is part of learning. The more I spoke, the more confident I became. So, if you are nervous about speaking, don't worry. You can start slowly. You don't need to speak perfectly. The important thing is to speak as much as you can. Try to speak every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. You can start by practicing simple sentences. For example, my name is Adai. I am learning English. This is a good start. You can practice these sentences until you feel comfortable. Then, you can add more sentences as you learn more words. One way to practice speaking is to talk to yourself. This might feel a little strange, but it works. You can say things like, I am going to the store, or I like to play soccer. This helps you practice using the words and sentences you know. It also helps you feel more comfortable speaking in English. Another good way to practice speaking is to find a speaking partner. If you have a friend or family member who speaks English, ask them if you can practice together. You can talk about simple things like your day, your hobbies, or your favorite food. Speaking with someone will help you practice and improve. If you don't have anyone to speak with, don't worry. You can find people online who want to practice English too. There are websites and apps where you can talk to people from different countries. You can find a partner who will help you practice speaking and listening. When I was learning English, I had a friend who spoke very well. We spoke every day. Sometimes I made mistakes, but my friend didn't laugh. Instead, she helped me by correcting me. This helped me learn faster. If you don't have a speaking partner, you can also talk to a teacher or tutor. They can help you with your pronunciation and grammar. Sometimes it helps to listen to English and repeat what you hear. For example, you can watch a movie or listen to a song in English. Afterward, try to repeat the words or sentences you heard. This will help you practice the right way to say the words. It also helps you learn how English sounds when people speak. When you speak, it's important to listen carefully too. Listening helps you understand how to say words correctly. It also helps you understand the meaning of the words. So listen to English as much as you can. Listen to songs, podcasts, or even the news in English. The more you listen, the better you will speak. You can also practice speaking by reading aloud. Find a short story, article, or even a simple book and read it out loud. This helps you practice pronunciation and sentence structure. Reading aloud helps you get used to the sounds of English and makes you feel more confident when speaking. If you make mistakes when speaking, don't be afraid. Everyone makes mistakes, even people who speak English very well. The important thing is to keep going. When you make a mistake, try to learn from it. Ask someone to help you or look up the correct way to say something. Every mistake helps you improve. Sometimes speaking in English can feel difficult. But remember, it gets easier the more you practice. Just take small steps. Try speaking a little every day. As you speak more, you will become more confident. Another way to practice speaking is to join a language group. Many cities have groups where people meet to practice speaking English. You can talk with other learners and help each other. This is a fun way to practice and meet new people. You can also join online language groups where people meet virtually to speak English. Don't be afraid to ask questions when you speak. If you don't understand something, it's okay to ask for help. You can say, "Can you repeat that?" Or, "What does that word mean?" This shows that you are learning and that you are trying your best. One tip for speaking is to think in English. At first, it might be hard to think in English, but it gets easier over time. When you think in English, it helps you speak more naturally. Try to think in English when you are doing simple things like walking to school or making breakfast. It will help you use the words and sentences you know without thinking in your first language. It's also important to speak slowly and clearly. When you speak slowly, it's easier for people to understand you. Don't worry if your accent is not perfect. The important thing is that you can communicate. The more you practice speaking clearly, the better your English will sound. One fun way to practice speaking is to tell a story. You can talk about something that happened to you or something you imagine. It could be a short story or a funny moment. When you tell stories, you practice speaking in complete sentences. It also helps you organize your thoughts in English. Finally, be patient with yourself. Learning to speak a new language takes time. Don't expect to be perfect right away. Just keep practicing and you will get better. Remember, every small step counts. Keep speaking English and you will see progress. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope you feel excited to start speaking English. Remember, practice makes perfect, and the more you speak, the better your English will become. Chapter 10. Reading in English Hello. In this chapter, we will talk about reading in English. Reading is a great way to improve your English. It helps you learn new words, understand grammar, and see how sentences are made. The more you read, the better your English will become. When I first started learning English, I wasn't a good reader. I didn't understand many words, and it was hard to follow the story. But I didn't give up. I started with easy books, books with pictures, and simple stories. Slowly, I became better at reading. If you are a beginner, start with books that are easy to understand. Books with pictures are great because they help you understand the story. You can look at the pictures and guess what the words mean. This makes reading more fun and helps you learn new words. There are many books for beginners. You can start with short stories or books for children. These books use simple words, and the stories are easy to follow. You can also find graded readers. Graded readers are books that are written for people who are learning English. They are divided into levels, so you can choose the one that is right for you. When you read, try to understand the main idea of the story. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. You can look up the words you don't know later. The most important thing is to understand what is happening in the story. At first, reading might feel slow, but don't worry. The more you read, the faster you will become. Just keep going. Try to read every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. The more you practice, the better you will get. When you come across a word you don't know, don't skip it. Try to figure out the meaning from the context. Look at the other words in the sentence and think about what makes sense. If you still don't understand the word, look it up in a dictionary. You can also ask someone for help. Sometimes, when I didn't understand a word, I would guess what it meant by looking at the other words in the sentence. For example, if I read, "She put the book on the table," I knew the word put meant place, even if I didn't know it at first. This helped me understand the story and learn new words. Another good idea is to read out loud. When you read out loud, it helps you improve your pronunciation and practice speaking. It also helps you understand the meaning of the words better. If you don't understand a word, try reading the sentence again. Reading out loud helps you remember the words. When you finish a story, think about what happened in it. Try to tell someone the main idea of the story in your own words. This will help you practice speaking and make sure you understand the story. You can also write about the story in your notebook. It's also helpful to read different kinds of things. For example, you can read books, magazines, websites, or newspapers. Reading different types of texts helps you learn different kinds of vocabulary. You will learn words for different topics, like food, sports, work, or travel. This will help you understand many different situations. I used to read short articles in English on the internet. These articles were easy to understand, and I learned a lot of new words. Sometimes I would read a story in the newspaper. These stories were a little harder, but I enjoyed them. Reading different things made me better at English. You can also read stories with a friend. You can take turns reading sentences or paragraphs. This is a fun way to practice together. After reading, you can talk about the story and share your thoughts. This helps you understand the story better and practice speaking at the same time. If you find reading hard, don't give up. Just keep practicing. Start with easy books, and as you get better, you can try reading harder books. Over time, you will notice that reading becomes easier, and you will understand more words. It's important to be patient with yourself. You can also use online tools to help you. There are websites and apps that offer free books and articles in English. Some apps let you highlight words you don't know and give you their meaning. This is a great way to learn new words while reading. One tip is to read a book or story more than once. The first time you read it, you might not understand everything. But when you read it again, you will remember the words you learned. You will also start to understand the story better. Rereading helps you improve. As you read more, you will start to recognize words quickly. Your brain will remember the words, and you won't need to think about them as much. You will also become better at understanding the meaning of sentences. This will make reading even more fun. Reading is also a great way to learn grammar. When you read, you see how sentences are formed. You learn how to use different tenses, prepositions, and other grammar rules. The more you read, the more you will understand grammar. It's like learning without even trying. It's also important to keep track of the new words you learn. You can write them down in a notebook. Write the word, its meaning, and an example sentence. You can review this notebook whenever you want. This will help you remember the words and use them correctly. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope you feel inspired to start reading more in English. Remember, reading helps you learn new words, understand grammar, and become a better English speaker. The more you read, the better your English will become. Keep reading every day, and you will improve step by step.